Just close your eyes. Know the peace within. The highest absolute truth about you remains unknown to you. The highest truth is that you are ever here. You are the ultimate. You are the supreme. You are prior to the duality show in which birth and death appear to happen. You are the non-dual observer just now. Nothing has never happened to you. Your eternal presence cannot be described. Your ultimate presence is indescribable. You are ever the unchanging, unexplainable, ultimate. Still, this truth about you remains unknown to you. Though you are the supreme, the non-dual, you come to know your presence as I amness only in duality. Within space, though you are non-dual, though you are prior to space, you come to know that you are, and you come to know that you exist, and you come to know your I amness only at the duality level. Since you come to know about your presence through a form level, within space, at the duality level, you take this duality itself to be the truth. You take the form itself to be the truth. You take whatever perceived within space itself to be the truth. You are yet to know your original state, your pure state, beyond duality. That's why this teaching is needed to know your highest potential, beyond limitations, beyond boundaries, beyond space. You are yet to know the non-dual secret about you. You know that you are just now, but your awareness is labeled with certain identifications, and you take those identifications, those labels to be yourself. At the surface level, all these identifications are only for communication purpose. They are not you. If your intention is only to know the highest truth about you, you will dive deeper inwardly. Here, inwardly means beyond space. Outwardly, whatever you perceive within space, you come to know through some knowledge. Now I am telling the exact highest truth about you, which can be known only by transcending the duality, not within duality. You come to know your presence at the duality level. But to know what you are exactly, you have to transcend this duality. That's why you are made to close your eyes now. As long as your eyes are open, you are continuously trapped by whatever that is perceived. You give more identifications and then getting trapped. To avoid such identifications and getting trapped, now you are made to close your eyes. Now by closing eyes, the duality show is no more. You don't find any object inwardly. Just now, by abiding like this, you will know the stillness within, the peace within, the unchanging point within. The stillness is not changing. The stillness is not moving. Truth also does not move. Truth does not change. So the exact truth about yourself begins only when the duality is transcended, because truth is non-dual. I am helping you now to know the non-dual truth within you. My whole class is only to make you aware of what you are exactly. And you can get to know what you are only by closing eyes. Just now, you are one with the truth. Here you means your consciousness, no person ever here. All this time, your consciousness was trapped continuously by the moving show, by the changing show, and getting frustrated. Now, by closing eyes, you are free from the duality show. You are exactly like this in your deep sleep. But in your deep sleep, you are no more aware of your conscious presence. Now, you are consciously here. You know. That's why you are able to hear the sound in your consciousness. You come to know that you are only through consciousness. and your consciousness manifest entire cosmos, universe, galaxies, whatever the term used, within space, spontaneously, and getting trapped by the manifested show, constantly taking every frame of the happening to be real, to be real, to be real. Because your consciousness is yet to know that it is only consciousness within. Your consciousness cannot understand anything, cannot know anything without stabilizing inwardly. This teaching is only to the consciousness which wants to wake up and which is in need of waking up to know its eternity. This teaching is exclusively to the consciousness in need of wakefulness. Just now your consciousness is more wakeful. Once the eyes are closed, your consciousness is free from the duality show. Now it is one with the non-dual reality. The source is awareness. Now your consciousness is merging in the source. That's why it is utterly relaxed. The more your consciousness is within, the more your consciousness is merging in the source within, the more the wakefulness. The more and more your consciousness merges in the source. Total wakefulness is absolutely certain. That's why in my whole teachings I emphasize the need to stabilize within and settle within so that the total absolute wakefulness is possible. Because you already contain the absolute truth within. It is your consciousness which comes to know its presence as I amness, unnecessarily and unknowingly trapped by the duality show. By closing eyes, your consciousness is free from the duality show, and now it is one with the non-dual truth. So the more and more you abide within, the more and more you stabilize within, the more and more you settle within, wakefulness is certain. You need not go anywhere. Just being with yourself is more than enough, more than sufficient. It is such a simple thing, but it looks so much hard. Only at the personality level, it looks so hard. At the conscious level, very easily your consciousness can wake up. So all that needed at present is that your consciousness should know that it is only consciousness within. Your consciousness is within, and only its expressions are within space, outside, here, at the duality level. You do not know that here everything is happening spontaneously. Here you means consciousness. Within space, at the duality level, every movement is spontaneous. Every happening is spontaneous. Every creation is spontaneous. And your consciousness does not know that whatever that appears as object moves within space, functions within space, and disappears within the duality is not real. Because your consciousness is taking all the happenings, all the movements within space to be real, as it is yet to know the source within. Your consciousness is within. Once your consciousness is stabilizing inwardly, slowly your consciousness knows that everything is happening out of itself. And more it settles inwardly. It knows that there is no reality within the perceived show in duality. Once your consciousness comes across the realized, it comes to know that whatever that happened, whatever that appear, whatever that move within space are nothing but a unreal dream, and there's no reality. To know this, your consciousness needs to stabilize inwardly, not through words, you just simply by reading books or debating or talking. You cannot get to know the truth about yourself, because the truth is beyond words. You can get to know the exact truth only by staying beyond words. The key is the stillness. Stillness means no words. As you are now. Now you contain the key within. Hold on to it. Very easily you can wake up. Your consciousness unknowingly accepts whatever that moves, functions within space to be real, as it is yet to know the source of entire manifestation is within. Whatever you describe about, whatever you explain about, whatever you discuss about, where do they all happen apart from your consciousness? Only in your consciousness you come to know about any movement, any object within space. Your consciousness is the only factor out of which you come to know that you are, and your conscious presence is known only by consciousness within. Your presence is within, and only its expressions are outside at the duality level. You are yet to know the presence within. You refuse to go within to know what you are. Then how will you know that whatever perceived are not real? You cannot accept my teachings unless you go inwardly. That's why I am emphasizing you to be with yourself inwardly. It is mandatory. It is not the hardest thing, just closing eyes. No effort is needed. Effortlessly you are with yourself only. Once you are with yourself effortlessly, whatever that appears, moves, functions, and disappears within space cannot affect you because you are prior to appearances, movements, and disappearances. Appearance cannot affect you, movements cannot affect you, and even disappearance cannot affect you. Once you are stabilizing inwardly, once you are conscious of yourself totally inwardly. Listen to my teachings deeply. My whole teaching is only to wake up your consciousness, which wants to know its highest ever present eternity beyond duality. Here, the dream itself is a spontaneous happening. In this dreamy duality, everything is happening spontaneously. This duality itself is a dreamy show. But nothing has never happened to you, the observer. You are the observer prior to the dream just now, prior to the duality show just now, prior to all happenings just now. To know the observer only, you are made to close your eyes now. The observer is non-dual. You are that just now. And whatever observed are within duality just now. In this dreamy duality show, spontaneously the movements go on, creation goes on, functioning goes on, and disappearance also goes on. Spontaneously, exactly like how in your deep sleep, spontaneously a dream is happening in which you also appear to be there doing some actions, whatever it may be. Maybe moving here and there, chasing something here and there. At that time of perception, at the time of the dream, it looks as if absolutely it is real, and you also remain so tense continuously throughout the dream. You do not know that it is a dream. That's why you remain so tensed. Spontaneously the dream happens, and spontaneously you are inside the dream. And spontaneously the dream also disappears. You are not making any effort for the dream to happen. You are not making any effort for the dream to disappear. Only when the dream is over, you come to know that you are sleeping only in the bed so conveniently, and nothing has never happened to you. And whatever that appeared to happen in the dream was not you, first of all. You are outside the dream, and the dream is within you. Exactly here, you are outside this duality, and the duality is within you. This you will know only by stabilizing inwardly. You can make a note that stabilizing inwardly is most essential. Remind yourself whether you are stabilizing inwardly. Thus, itself will help you to wake up at the earliest to know your highest potential. So in this dreamy duality show, everything is spontaneous and every movement is by elements. Every object is by the interaction of the elements. The entire duality show itself is by the spontaneous interaction of the elements. And whether the dream happens or not, whether the duality happens or not, you prevail here forever. Because you are the non-dual observer prior to the dreamy duality show. When are you going to know? That is my question. My teaching is only to make you aware of what you are, because you are the highest truth, but it remains unknown to you. My teaching will certainly wake up your consciousness within, provided you stabilize inwardly. Throughout my teachings, I emphasize to stabilize inwardly, because knowing your absolute truth at the non-dual level is very much needed, essential. Otherwise, you keep on taking the dreamy duality show to be real, to be real, to be real, birth and death to be real, to be real, to be real. Then how will you wake up and know your highest unborn absolute potential beyond divisions, beyond duality? And nothing has never happened to you. When are you going to know? You are in timelessness. Time cannot affect you. Time is at the duality level. You are prior to space. Space level activity cannot affect you because space is at the duality level. When? Provided you remain conscious of yourself inwardly. Because consciousness is within. It's not a word. It is beyond words. It's not a movement. It is beyond movement. Only through consciousness you come to know that you are. Through the same consciousness you come to know what you are. To know that you are only consciousness at present, just abide in stillness and stabilize in stillness. I am taking you straight to the non-dual reality, which is your destination. And you are right now in your destination. Once you settle inwardly in this non-dual reality, even with eyes open, you will observe the show, not seriously. Duality show, dream level duality show cannot affect you once you settle in your non-dual supreme reality. Why not you settle down in your own destination and observe silently? Wakefulness is certain. I am giving you the necessary tips, essential to wake up totally to know your unborn, ever-present eternity. You are eternally here. Your nature cannot be described through words. Listen deeply. I am talking to you, your consciousness within. You have slept enough. Even if you live for zillions of years, you will continue the same sleep. Not to observe silently, then you are free from dream state, waking state, sleep state, whatever that state appear and disappear. The first point is that you are conscious of yourself, and in your consciousness only everything is happening just now. And to be conscious of yourself, you need to stabilize inwardly. To stabilize inwardly, you need to close your eyes. With eyes open, you cannot find out the truth. You are simply wasting your time in duality. Truth is at the non-dual level. How will you know truth duality? You are already the truth. The only thing is you have to wake up from the unreal dream. How will you wake up without stabilizing inwardly? These words may look simple. It contains a immeasurable value about yourself. You have to be with yourself constantly, otherwise wakefulness is not possible. Again and again you are getting trapped. Stabilizing inwardly is most essential. Note this point. You can write down wherever you are. Stabilize inwardly. And ask yourself whether you are stabilizing inwardly. Finished. That's a reminder. Very often you will slip back. There's nothing wrong in it. Come back to your original state. Because you are already that and you contain it. In spite of being that, how can you miss yourself? How do you get trapped by the unreal dreamy show? Because you are yet to know what you are. That's what I am emphasizing you. The only way is to go inward, stabilize inward, and observe silently the way you are now. It is such a simple thing. You are not spending any energy because no movement is required to know yourself. No energy is required to know yourself. You are prior to energy, prior to movement. You are prior to duality. Duality happens spontaneously. It is not you. Right from your waking state till sleep happens, continuously you are deceived by the dreamy duality show in which you appear to be born, to be moving here and there, searching here and there, and finally disappearing also at the form level. But it is not you. If you are moving here and there inside the dream, then who observes the dream other than you? You are prior to the dream. To know this, only you are made to close your eyes. Just now, you observe the stillness within. So you are more than stillness. You know that you are. Your I amness is there without words. You know your conscious presence. So you are more than consciousness. Your consciousness finds out that only out of light the spontaneous, dreamy manifestation is happening just now. This entire dreamy manifestation is spontaneously happening at the duality level. It is not you. This you will ensure not by staying outside but by stabilizing inwardly. Once you listen to my teachings deeply, very easily you can wake up. I am giving all necessary tips to remain wakeful inwardly. Wakefulness is not with eyes open outwardly. Wakefulness is knowing the peace constantly within inwardly, because only out of your consciousness everything is appearing. Once you are peaceful inwardly, you will not get disturbed by the outward dreamy show. You will observe the show, but you remain unaffected. Once you start listening to my teachings, you have got more than 10% chance to remain wakeful and get to know what you are. I give you a guarantee that you can know your eternity very easily, effortlessly, and you can remain totally free from this spontaneous, dreamy duality show just now. Trust me, I am here always. Be with me. Beyond words. Words are not you. You are only utilizing words. You can remain without words also. Words are only for utility. They are not you. Make use of the words for necessary communication. Rest of the time, observe silently and be with yourself. Wakefulness is certain. I give you a guarantee, because you are not separate from the truth. You contain it just now. You can't miss it. You are in it constantly. It is only a moment of awakening that is needed at present. You are one with the source just now. The more and more you are one with the source, your consciousness totally wakes up. But you are not one with the source continuously and constantly. That's why very often you get trapped by the dreamy duality show in which everything is spontaneously happening. You are only observing throughout the waking state, throughout the sleep state, throughout the dream state. You are the constant, ever-present, absolute, non-dual observer just now. Wake up consciously from this dreamy duality show and know what you are.